Yeah, man. Is it all on, is it?
Yeah, it's all on. Now you said it. I should check.
Jesus, don't want me for a sunbeam. Don't expect me to cry for all the reasons you had me die. Don't ever ask of me. Don't expect me to cry. Don't expect me to lie. Don't expect me to die for me. That's a tune, isn't it?
That is
That's
good,
a Scottish band, wasn't it? And Kurt Cobain was a huge fan, and they weren't even that big, and he was massively into it, and he covered that, and there's Molly's Lips.
What are they called?
It wasn't the Meat Puppets, was it? It was the Vaselines.
Oh, fair. I never heard of them.
Yeah.
You know that ding 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 ding. Do you ever learn that?
That's the Meat Puppet. That was the Meat Puppets,
Okay,
wasn't it?
fair. Can't remember now. I'll learn it for next time.
Fire and Fly. Sing them again until 4th of July. So really interesting, like they had to do covers, and he chose to do covers of like weird acts that no one had heard of. Vaselines, the Meat Puppets, and he invited the Meat Puppets on.
That's the best way of doing covers. I always think if local bands do well, like if a band did well around here, you should cover other people from your area or something.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? And give them a chance.
Yeah. The Guns N' Roses did that. I know you don't like them as much, but they did it. They made loads of money, and then they released the Spaghetti Incident, which is like a covers album, and they just covered loads of
covers.
They covered a load of like punk bands that didn't necessarily get the success like they did as a massive rock band.
That's interesting. I think sometimes think bands are under pressure to put an album out, and they haven't wrote any material.
Oh, and then they do a covers.
And then they go, right, let's do a live album or something.
A Christmas album. Would you ever do a Christmas album?
Could do.
Would you have a Christmas song?
Maybe. It's a funny one, isn't it? It's a funny one.
Yeah.
I think done right. I think if you look all the Christmas hits are all from an era.
Mm.
It seems to be like 70s, 80s. Like there was loads of really amazing Christmas songs. And then it's almost like in modern times everyone's covering old Christmas songs.
Yeah.
And who's that bloke that fucking covered all of the Christmas songs?
Fucking Bublé.
Yeah. And now, instead of getting the original, you get him.
Yeah, you do, yeah. What happened of X Factor then?
Yeah, so basically it was around the time when the Indicators, which was my band, we were still recording. I think I'd recorded the album, and we were sort of onto I'd still meet the producer, and we'd do odd bits. But you could say it was on a decline. The manager that picked us up at one point and was going to put it all out didn't decide to put it out, but I was still working with this producer, and I was on the decline. And this guy phoned me up, and he said, Simon, do you want to come? I've been working for Sony, a local guy from Littlehampton, and he was like, I'm working for Sony, do you want to come down? I want to meet you, have a chat. And I remember I had a gig in London that day, and I arranged it for that day, this particular day I had this gig. And I took my new girlfriend with me. I had this girlfriend, and I'd stopped drinking as well, and I was a couple of months sober, and or a month sober, and I got this new girlfriend, and that was a pattern for me. I'd get sober and try and get my life together. I had this gig, and I went down to Sony, and I got there, and they were like, sing us a couple of songs, and I sung them a couple of songs, and they were like, how do you feel about going on the X Factor? And it was almost like I'd been stabbed.
Oh,
or
fuck.
That's what it felt like. My heart, it really hurt me. And I stood my ground. I said, well, why? If you think I'm good, why don't you just give me a contract? Why do you want me to go on the X Factor?
Yeah.
You're getting me down here. And then, you know, they sort of said to me, oh, well, you know, like, if we do it this way, we don't have to pay so much for the promotion, and, you know, and you get exposure. And they guaranteed me I'd get to the final. I was scouted, and they guaranteed me that I'd get to the final. But I still had to go to an audition, and I'd, like, missed a big stage.
Okay.
And then I had to go to Wembley to this audition. And I'll tell you what, the crazy thing was, the decision, should I, shan't I, made me drink.
Fuck.
And I remember I was sitting on a bench in Littlehampton, and I didn't know whether to go on it or not, because it was against everything I believed in, like, morally.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I'm a punk rocker, and I believe in organic. I believe in, like, underground, like, being in a band, writing your own songs, like, you getting up there, like, in a way, not going on some TV show. And especially the whole moral issue also of the fact that that one of their selling points is humiliate people.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big thing for them to get someone on there that's, like, got serious mental health issues, and everyone's told them they're great, and they go on there so they can laugh at them.
Are you getting in the rain?
I feel like there's a few raindrops.
Damn it.
Yeah. Basically, so I'm sitting on this bench in Wick, and I'm thinking, shan't I? And I didn't have no support. Like, I wasn't going to Alcoholics Anonymous. I go to Alcoholics Anonymous now. This is years ago. And I remember sitting on this bench, and didn't know what to do, and I ended up drinking. Like, it was such a big thing. Like, I didn't know how to handle it. It was, like, confused me. I didn't know how to process it. And I ended up drinking. We often say, you know, our understanding of alcoholism or addiction is that you're trying to change the way you feel. And it obviously gave me a lot of feelings. Yeah. And I didn't know how to cope with it, so I drank. And I remember drinking, and then I went to Littlehampton. I went into the Wetherspoons with my sunglasses on and made a tit of myself, you know. Thought I was like a rock star. But it was like, I didn't know how to process it. Like, it was confusing me. And but yeah, and I decided to go along with it. Go to the audition, but then I was going to turn them down. And it was like, in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'll go there, and, you know, they'll get to see me, and I'll meet people in the industry, and I'll sing. Yeah. And they'll film it and everything, but then I'll turn them down.
Yeah, that's quite a good idea.
But yeah, I had to send them a video, and I did, you know, that God.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called, but John Lennon song.
Don't believe.
Yeah, I did that.
Beatles.
I did that, and I sent them that, and also they phoned me, and I had an interview. Like, obviously I'd started drinking by then, so I remember having a few cans, and then I gave them a really good interview over the phone, and then I went to this audition, and then I turned them down. I don't know why, but I really didn't want to go on the show, and I'm glad I didn't go on the show.
Did you? Was it an audition on? Was it televised? The audition, was it?
No,
on stage?
it wasn't. It wasn't that. It was a stage before that, but it was also, I'd skipped a stage.
And they said that if you do it,
they was going to guarantee me.
Yeah. Did you believe? Do you believe that they?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I reckon you could have got to the show, been on the Wembley or wherever they do the big show, because I had to go to Wembley for this audition. But wherever they film it, and I could have got up there, sung my little heart out, and then just been absolutely, you know, slayed.
Oh yeah, they
could have smashed.
You think that might be how they set people up? Say, you know.
Well, it could have been.
Yeah.
They certainly mock people.
Yeah.
But also, it was totally manufactured, because of course they have this big audition process and anyone can apply. But also they scout people.
Yeah, they're looking for people.
Anyway, a year or so later, the same guy phoned me up, and he goes, "Oh, it's alright. I'm not gonna. It's all right. It's not the X.
You don't sound trustworthy.
It's not the X Factor this time. It's the Voice." And he was telling me it's better, the Voice, and it's blah blah blah. And I thought, oh, and it hurt me again.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd do the same thing. I'll go down there and I'll do this thing, and then I'll turn them down. They turned me down.
Oh fuck! Really?
He scouted me out, took me down there because he obviously had to get so many numbers, I guess.
Yeah.
And I went down there, and then I was like, I'll turn them down. They turned me down. It weren't good enough. God is a concept. by which we measure our pain. Oh, you see, God is a concept by which we measure our pain.
Weirdly, it's just something I'm going to talk to you about anyway, because people and their dreams and music and that, you know, you got all these ambitions to be a famous pop star or whatever, like you would if you're on there, and there's always someone that comes along with a load who's normally like rich that's trying to. There's just a lot of people out there. It's just trying to scam people really, and like, you know, use them to their own. Like we've got it recently. Initially with the band, it was like bots. You know, like what we've playlisted you on this. We actually got added on a bloody bot playlist the other day or something, and they want you to like, you see your plays go up, and then they want you to like go on the website and pay for more plays, but it's fake,
It's
and
fake.
it can get you like
loads of people trying to get us.
So initially it was bots
Yeah,
trying to
but,
get
yeah,
us.
but there's scammers. There's
Yeah,
loads of scammers.
but now we've gone to the next step up, and Jack said in the band, he said, "Oh, now real people are trying to get your money too." So we've had like we've had like PR firms that seem legit, but it's just like, I mean, how much you fucking pay them to get your song out?
And you'll get Instagram. I get Instagram messages, people trying to get me gigs in London, offer me gigs in London.
I've not got
but you've
those
got to
yet.
sell so many tickets.
Yeah, that was a whole shebang. We've fallen for that before. I think a lot of people have. There was a few in like Brixton and stuff.
Yeah, and they're good venues.
Yeah.
And these promoters, what they do is you've got to turn up with so many people, and what happens is all these bands from all these out of area towns go to London and think they're going to have their big break, and they bring a bus full of people with them from their local area, and
Just siphoning the money to
and
the
it's just
promoter.
not real.
Yeah.
Because you're just playing to your mates
And
You might
other
as well-
people's mates.
You might as well play down the road, but they only watch their mates' band.
Yeah, and they'll fuck off.
Yeah.
I've played one of those gigs.
They're awful.
There's a whole thing on Facebook of like blacklisted like promoters and stuff, and I think people are aware of it. But those ones that happened, you know, the ones that were doing it like 10 years ago, or however long it was we were doing that, the ones we fell for then they're still going. The one we've been contacted, we just put our music video out, and I filmed it on my little Sony Handycam thing, and then we got an email last night saying, "Wow, we've just seen your video," and it was from like a music video awards thing, and I was like, and it looked legit, so I was like a little bit excited. The X Factor hopeful in me was like, was like, oh, this is good. And we had practice. I went in the bedroom. I was like, I imagine myself like, I was like, yeah, my little shitty video. I was like, yeah, I guess it is quite good actually.
But it's great.
Yeah, but then
work.
But
they're sending them to everyone that's put a video out.
Yeah, and then it's like, then I realised what the business model is. They you fucking pay 50. They like, there's a submission cost obviously. Everyone sends 500 bands send 50 quid to this random fucker, and then some of them go claim their award, and they've made shitloads of cash and had a nice. I was like, and then I think are all award ceremonies like that? Probably are.
Maybe they are, but it's like it's totally exploiting us.
Yeah.
And like, it's a really risky thing. If you're a guy that wants to make it in some industry, right? They've got you by the balls.
Yeah.
So it's like classic. Like when you were young, like you get these blokes turn up at gigs and they're like, "I'm going to make you a star" and all that, and they're full of shit. There's a lot of them about. Suddenly you're under their wing and they're going to help you, and they don't do anything. They're like playing with you, like a little piece of Play-Doh.
You know, like you wake up, you
Like
want
a
to
toy.
do, you want to do music and that.
Suddenly wake up.
What do those people wake up wanting? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I've got these songs, I need to get these songs out there. I'm so depressed, I want to do my music, follow my true path. And then, but what do the people that like wake up like, I really want to like rinse like some young band?
Well, I think it's a complex thing. I think that some people like they're just bullshitters. So you'll be in a pub, and I think it's interesting, like human nature. Like partly people want to give people advice. It's like human nature.
Yeah.
But also like they want to be the big shot. It's like when men chat up women and tell them that they're a pilot or something, and they have them chatting all night.
Just
so say
bullshit.
some young band plays, and then some guy turns up and was like, I know a few people.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he liked the band and he generally wants to help, but he can't help, and he's got himself in too deep now. Do you know what I mean? And then he goes along with it for a few months.
Fuck, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing.
Yeah, I see. It's like an ego thing.
I think it does, but it's also like you get all these scammers. Like, you're vulnerable. Like we're vulnerable. So
yeah, and it catches me off guard. You know, just as I think, like, yeah, fucking, I'm not going to pay for this shitty PR that's going to get us like on some website that looks good. I'm not going to pay for that. But then, like, now and again, something happens, and I like my heart, like, I fall for it. Like, I fell for the video thing, and I wasn't ever going to. When I realised, like, you know, fell for it for like half an hour. When I sort of thought about it, I was like, actually, what, you just want 50 quid?
They just want your money.
Yeah.
And maybe we should start a little scammer.
I think we should start our own awards. Our own awards show.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, make it free to enter. I don't know.
But, you know, some good things can come out of it. And I think it's all learning. And I think I'm at a point now where I'd never pay anyone to play. Never pay to play.
Yeah.
Never.
But that should be a fucking...
Pay to play.
Yeah.
But all these pay to promotes as well. So you got to be careful. So, like, when we had this first record out, like, yeah, it costs money. Like, we paid £500 for a radio plugger, and we paid £500. I think it was like, we done it on a budget. We paid £500 for this press officer, but they were legitimate people, and like, we got press because we paid the £500.
Yeah.
And they wrote us a press release, and they sent it out, and because they're on a list, journo list,
Yeah.
they send it out, and journos take it because it's on the official list.
So it helps.
So it helps, and it's the same with a radio plugger.
Yeah.
He goes to radio every month with a load of demos, and the DJs, they might take it or they might not, but they rely on these radio pluggers, and he's a proper legitimate radio plugger.
I mean, I get it, and even like the PR things that reached out to us look legitimate. Like, I'm sure they do stuff, but
You've got to be careful. It's a minefield, though,
yeah, and like, if it like looks legitimate, it doesn't mean it necessarily is, does
Yeah.
it? And it's like, you just, you know, at this level we're at, ain't no one. If someone really liked it, you'll be able to tell. You'll be like, I want to speak to you because I think your music's quite good. You wouldn't be like, hey guys, I liked your track. It really picks up at 3 minutes 14.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
well that sounds a bit weird.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
generic email.
Yeah, it's like, I think when it's the right thing, I don't want to pay anyone that's not. I really don't want to give any money to anyone that's just gonna fucking have us at the bottom of a list and put us on some website or get us some like generic press release thing.
But it's the same thing. Like, venues expecting us to play for free.
Yeah.
Like, we've done a few gigs recently, and I ain't received any money.
Fair.
Do you know what I mean?
I think I paid you for our one actually.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Good.
But you know, it's an interesting thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, to be a musician, the hurdles that you got to jump over.
Yeah.
Like, the odds are against you. It's like someone's throwing tomatoes at you, and you're just running, and they're just throwing tomatoes at you, and you just got to keep going. You know, and then they bill you, and you're fucking, yeah. You know what I mean? Something that you got to pay. You know what I mean? And it's a minefield, isn't it?
It is.
You've got to be wise. You've got to be clever. I think that, or lucky, or know people that know the right people.
Someone told me the other day, a new friend I met, like my girlfriend's mate's boyfriend. He's really cool. He's really good at guitar and stuff. And I was chatting to about guitars for ages along the beach in the West Witterings.
Yeah, nice.
And but he said like there's this like thing. I hadn't heard it, but he says, yeah, in like music, there's always there's like lots of young people, like 18 to 21-year-olds doing bands and early 20s, and then there's a lot of old people, but there's like the middle bracket, everyone's quit or like,
yeah.
You know, so they either pick up their guitar again when they're old, but that middle patch, which I feel like we're kind of in,
Yeah.
there's not many of us, but I think that puts us in a strong position because we've been fucked over. And people have been trying to scam us for like 10 years.
Learned a little bit. And I think also, like, it means different. It means something else.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's almost like... Also, all those people that quit, there's so many good musicians that quit, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's true.
It's so sad. And then almost like, some of them come back. They come back, don't they?
Does that rain?
Yeah, it's raining now.
But it looks
But
like...
it's not like... I've only got 1 or 2 drips on my guitar.
until I lost a friend. I'd lost all perspective. It's not long until the end. All I want for Christmas Day. All I want for Christmas Day is 2 taps of acid and some